Hello, gentlemen. The Hive's Java server. Some of us remember it well. It was known for a variety of game modes, but one tended to stand out among the rest, and that was Gravity. It was by far the most popular game on the server, and for good reason. But in April 2021, Hive made the decision that shocked all the community, and they decided to shut down their Java server permanently. So fast forward around 2 years later, and the Bedrock server introduced its own version of the beloved mode, Gravity. At first, the hype was huge. Players flooded into the lobbies, but not long after, the player count just kind of seemed to drop off. Now it's only a fraction of what it once was. So what happened? They added new maps since launch. It was a loved game mode before. So why does no one care? And today, I plan to answer that exact question. So why did all the hype die so fast? Well, there's a lot of reasons, but the biggest one, to no surprise to anybody, was the sweats. At launch, there wasn't enough maps, so within like a few days, people had already memorized everything. And once that happens, the game's practically over. You'd load into a match, there'd be like 5 people just speed running the map. Like, these kids would be using hockey to dodge these blocks, like it's crazy. And meanwhile, you're still up there trying to figure out where the water is. All because they want the most XP possible. And honestly, just kind of killed the fun for everybody. On top of that, the game just felt a lot easier than the Java version. So after a while, matches stopped being exciting or, fun, and started feeling just kind of boring. And I might be saying this because, I'm not the biggest fan of the Gravity mode, but it's not that replayable, and there's no real reason to play it because it really felt like the map selection at launch was just so small. And the fact that you're able to vote for maps makes it worse because you can just vote for maps that like it's stupid, like the whole game's just trying to like remember where the path is. It's not a challenge anymore. It's just trying to like position your character in the exact block that's a safe space. It's just not fun to me anymore. And I know you're probably asking, if the Java community was so big, then why didn't they just move over? Well, there's 2 main reasons for that. And the first one is Java players just don't like Bedrock. They think it's buggy, slow, and just overall worse. So for a lot of them, it's not even worth playing, even if their favorite game mode's there. And number 2 has got to be the timing. The Hive Java server shut down in 2021. Gravity didn't release until like 2023. That's a 2-year gap. That's a long time. So by the time Gravity came out, the community just didn't really need it anymore. They had already moved on or found other servers or other games. So instead of everyone coming back to the Hive, they just kind of stayed where they were. Honestly, Hive kind of missed their moment. They could have lined up the Java shutdown to the release of Gravity, and it could have been huge, but unfortunately they didn't. And because of that, the players just kind of moved on to other things, which is a real shame because, I feel like I talk a lot of trash on the Hive, but like, I want this server to succeed. I've been playing this server for 6 years. I'm a big fan. I love it, Like, some of the most fun I've ever had in the game has been on the Hive. I love the community and I love the modes. But it really feels like with Gravity, they missed a really good opportunity to make something that could carry over a really large community and just could overall be what it was intended to be and as big as it intended to be. Because if they played their cards right, the player base would be a lot bigger than it is now. Because right now it's only like 100 active players, but there's also only like 25 maximum levels. So that's not super good because the community has maxed out the game, so some people do enjoy it, but I don't think the Java mode had that kind of system. I also wasn't very familiar with the Java server, so I could be wrong on that, and if I am, please feel free to correct me. But it just feels repetitive and not very fast-paced because of how Bedrock works. It wasn't very tactical, it didn't feel very good, and it just felt kind of janky, and it really just wasn't enjoyable, at least to the degree that it once was in Java in its glory. It just pains me to know that if they would have timed the release alongside the shutdown of the Java server, that it really could have been something massive. It could have been something big, but they decided to not do that because I don't know why. They just decided not to. They decided that they would rather... What was Hive even doing in 2021? They were doing Sonic stuff. They were making Sonic. So they would rather make Sonic than, release a dropper mode, which in their defense, that Sonic event was really freaking sweet. I really enjoyed that. Hey, but the good news is we did get a dropper mode. At least they did that because there was a lot of people who didn't think that was actually ever coming. But hey, they came through for us. And not to mention the entire arcade update was just really, really good. Like, I plan to talk about the bridge in a new video, but when they added the bridge, dude, I was all over that. I loved it so much. Like, I've had a really crazy win streak on the bridge before, and then it's a lot of fun. It really is. I think a duels mode would be good, but that's also a totally separate video as well. So I'm not going to start talking about how much I'd love a duels mode as much as I would really love to. But yeah, TLDR is Gravity was a good game mode on Java. It got shut down 2 years later. They released it on Bedrock. It didn't do nearly as well. Players just didn't care, to be honest, and now it's just sitting in the back, as most of the Hives and popular game modes just tend to do. I mean, I'm not complaining too much, because I do enjoy playing Gravity when I'm on call, or whenever I have some time to kill, you know, or just even when I'm recording videos sometimes, I'll play a round or two of Gravity. It's a pretty fun game, you know? But yeah, I digress. It's a shame that they missed out on the opportunity that they had, but, you know, on the bright side, that update gave us the bridge, so, you know, it could be worse. I just don't like to see the game fail, because Gravity was a lot of fun, you know, unlike Ground Wars, which was generally bad. The gameplay just wasn't fun, but I actually made a video about that, and if you haven't seen it, you should go check that out. But yeah, without further ado, thank you so much, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.